going to do today, we are going to repair a dash pad. This is an upper vinyl dash pad on a 1969 Corvette. Now this is an original dash, and when you're working with these cars, to replace that dash is a very, very big job. So we're going to go ahead and repair the dash instead of replace it and see what happens.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So if we look right here in this area, you can see there's cracks everywhere in the vinyl. And what we got to do to start this project out is go over the product that we're going to use to repair this dash and then start our repair. All right, the products that we're going to use to repair our dash, of course, we got our tools here. You can see we got a burring tool, we got a cutting wheel, and we got a Roll-O-Lock 36 grit pad. That's the tools that we're going to start with. We will end up using a DA sander, 80 grit and 180 grit, and then of course we'll end up using a spray gun to finish everything off. What you're looking at is a kit, a product made by a company called Polyvance. You can see the name on this can right here, and this is everything that you're going to use to repair a dash crack. Now what we got here is we got the Super Prep plastic cleaner. This is going to remove all of our imperfectional silicones or waxes or grease or slime that was put on that dash throughout the years. We're going to use that first. Then we're going to come back and we are going to use this product right here, this tool. And what this is sold by Polyvance. And let me go ahead and give you this number here. All right, this is a FiberFlex repair kit, 5210. You can buy this from Polyvance, and it comes with some wire mesh, which we probably won't be using that. That's for extensive repairs. It comes with the plastic burner, which I'll show you how to use that. And then it comes with several dozen or a couple dozen plastic filler rods. So that's going to be our filler. Once we get that done and use this tool, we're going to go ahead and turn ourselves over to the padded dash filler. Now this is basically a flexible Bondo, and you'll see that when we use that. That right there is part number 2050-9. They sell this in different size amounts. This is probably the smallest you can get. What we're going to do next is we will take our prep. This is made by Polyvance, and I will get the name of that, promoter prep. This is a promoter prep. This is a liquid that you will put on the whole dash before you go ahead and apply our primer surfacer. Now, this is a waterborne primer. This is what they suggest to use. And to get your texture back onto your dash, this is the stuff that we are going to use, and I'll show you how to do that. And then we got a satin black finish. This is our satin black Flex-Tex VT finish. This is a variable texture coating, and this is the vinyl paint that we will be applying. So let's go ahead and get started. We got to prep up our dash first. Let's do that. I'll show you this. It's going to be a very quick video. We're going to run through it quickly and take you through the steps. And while I am working on the dash, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in so it gets nice and warm so we can continue to keep working. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our prep paint out, our plastic cleaner, which is our 1000A right there. And once again, this is a Polyvance product. And we are going to go ahead and spray this down thoroughly and clean our dash up. I got a couple brand new clean rags here, so we will just go ahead and do this. And you can see that it sprays very, very thick, which is basically what we want. And then we're going to wipe it off. And you can see just by the rag itself that the surface is filthy. Filthy, filthy, filthy. We got to clean it off. And just to ensure that our surface is clean, I'm going to go ahead and spray this area one more time. And then I'm going to take a scrub brush to make sure that I get in all of the vinyl texture. We want to make sure that we get all the way down into the texture of the dash and clean it off good. Now this dashboard that you're looking at really isn't that bad. This should be an easy fix. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and clean all our cracks out and everything that is deteriorated. You can see this piece right here that I just took off. So let's go ahead and start. And what we're going to start with is we are going to start with our cutting wheel. I want to end that crack, so we're going to have to make it a little bigger. Like that. We got a big spider crack here. Look at that. Don't be afraid to cut into the dash. That's what we need to do. Alright, so that actually worked out really nice using the cutting wheel. Now what we will do, we will switch over to our burring tool, and what that's going to do, that is going to bevel all the edges, which is this tool right here. Now we're going to take our little grinder, which is a 3-inch roll-a-lock type grinder. When I say roll-a-lock, the pad is removable. And then we're going to just go around the edges and try to get rid of some of this flaky stuff here. You can kind of see what it's looking like now. Alright, so now we are actually ready. Hang on one second. We're ready to go ahead and fill in our cracks. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take a plastic rod. We're going to go ahead and get our iron out. And we are going to start filling in all of our gap. You're just going to take your iron, and you're going to get it hot, and you're going to fill it in, just like that. Okay, now that we went ahead and filled it in with our iron and our plastic rods, and you can see it's in very good shape, it's hard. I'm going to take my Roll-A-Lock and I'm going to smooth that out. You can see it's coming out really, really nice. And when you grind it down or sand it, whatever you want to call it, you want to make sure that there's a bevel edge on it, because we're not done. We don't want it flush. We do not want to make the rods, we don't want them flush. We want them to have a beveled edge so we can fill that in with our vinyl filler. Now that we got our cracks filled in, we want to make sure that everything is filled properly. I notice right here that the filler didn't fill properly, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn our hot iron back on, and then we will refill this area. So we will have to go ahead and repeat our process on fixing this area just like we did to fix all these other areas. It looks like what happened is when I used my grinder, I accidentally grinded a little too much and took the filling out. So let me get that fixed. Once that's fixed, we'll come back and proceed. But it's always important to make sure that you give it a good pressure test to make sure that there's no hairline cracks that you missed, such as this one right here. So what I'll do is repeat my process, and I'll take my cutting wheel and it looks like this. Look at that. That just came right out of there, so it's really needs a good fixing one more time in this area. So while we're letting that dry, what we're going to do is we are going to prep up our dashboard for our primer and our paint. And what I'm going to use is I got my D.I.Y sander with 80 grit, and then I also got my hand sandpaper here, which is 80 grit. I'm going to go ahead and scuff it by hand, and we're going to go ahead and prep this surface up to refinish it while we're waiting for this to dry. Okay, now that it is cured, we're going to go ahead and smooth that out just like we did the rest of it. All right. We are now ready to go ahead and apply our filler to our area, but before we do that, we got to take our filler prep and clean that off. So we'll take our 1060 filler prep, which is made by, you got it, Polyvance. And then we are going to prep our service up just like this. If you don't have anything like this or you didn't purchase it, you can go ahead and use rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol works just fine. Alright, while our filler prep solvent is actually curing, we're going to go ahead and open up our filler itself. Now this is a special padded dash filler. Alright, it kind of smells like Bondo, but this is actually specifically designed. This is not Bondo, okay? It's a specifically designed compound that is a flexible type filler. It is like Bondo, but it's specifically designed for vinyl surfaces. So we're going to go ahead and mix that up really good. And then we're going to go ahead and pull some out. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be enough. We don't want to waste this stuff. It's very expensive. So we'll put our lid back on here nice and tight. And then all this requires is some cream hardener that you would use. Basically, it's the same stuff that you would use with Bondo. And then you want to make sure that you mix it thoroughly so there's no streaks and it's one uniform color. And then we're going to go over there and apply it to our dash. So you want to be kind of quick with this, but you don't want to be too fast. And we're going to go ahead and fill it in and feather it out. And as you can see, I mixed up way too much. That's why you should always be very careful on mixing your product. So since the dash kind of goes that way, I'm going to take my putty knife, or my Bondo spreader is what you call it, and I'm going to put a curve to it, and then I'm going to bring it down this way as well. Just like that. I'm going to overfill my area so I can feather it out. Just like that. And then we're going to let that dry. And we'll come back and sand that down using our D.I.Y sander with 80 grit and also hand sanding it, and then we will bring it down to 180. And I'm just going to go ahead and run one more little skim coat right down the center, just like that. And then I think we'll be ready to go.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.